Yeah, hi there. These comments are for FG. This is Michael from the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. So if I remember correctly, you're working on the integrated writing task. You subscribed to my service a few days ago, and you're getting ready to take the test on Saturday. So you wanted me to check the organization and the structure of the essay that you wrote to see if it fits what you need to do for the TOEFL test on Saturday. Am I right? Okay, so let's take a look at what you said in the email, and I'll give you some comments. So, you say in your introduction, the topic of the reading discusses the benefits of reducing work days in firms from 5 days, 8 hours, to 4 days, 10 hours, to both the employees and the enterprises, and gives us evidence for this opinion. However, the lecture casts doubt on the text by providing 3 main points demonstrating that this change has more disadvantages than advantages. That's really good. I don't have any major problems with that at all. So in your introduction, you've stated the purpose of the reading and the lecture. You've explained how the lecture is different from the information there. And you also said that there are more disadvantages than advantages, and there's 3 points. That's actually a pretty good thesis. So the purpose of your body paragraphs, or the purpose of your essay here, is to explain what the 3 points are in the lecture and how they differ from those points mentioned in the reading passage. So you say, in the lecture the professor mentions that decreasing the work time by a day will not save a lot of money to employees. According to him, only $15 to $20 of money will be saved, making up a total of around $850 a year, which doesn't justify the abundance and stress and change that the employees will encounter of the 4-day work week. This obviously contradicts what is written in the text, which suggests that the employees will save a lot of money from that change. That's good. So you have your first point from the lecture, you explain it, you show how it's different from the main point in the reading. Then your next paragraph, you say, moreover, the professor states that businesses will lose money from cutting the 5th day because they will lose 20% of their businesses. The professor implies that, in fact, these extra 2 hours will not make up for that loss, not make that lose, because no potential customers would do work since they will be at home. This directly refutes the point in the passage which claims, which claims that businesses will not need to open an extra day or rely solely on the extra 2 hours of work. And then your third point, you say, finally, the lecture claims that the employees will not have the extra time to spend with their families because, I wouldn't say here because working, say because of working the 4 days and 10-hour shifts. Then you say, if you, I wouldn't say you here, who is you? You mean the workers, right? Say, if they have young children, they will need to find a daycare center that is opened at night, which is impossible to find. And if they have elder children, the extra day off wouldn't give them a chance to be with them. And since the children will already be at school at the morning, then you say this clearly questions the idea in the reading that employees will spend more time with their families. Now, the only thing here is, when you get to this, if you have young children, to me it sounds like you're now giving your opinion. You're starting to confuse me a little bit here. I'm having doubts now as to where you're getting this information. So you want to stay focused on the lecturer says or the speaker claims, right? So don't shift to this second person singular point of view. And then you say, I've seen the lecture opposes all the ideas meant in the reading passage. So let me talk to you a little bit here. So from an organizational standpoint, I think you're in very good shape. You have a really strong organization to the integrated writing task. Let me take a look at my rubrics here. And let me click on one of them here to give you an idea. I'm going to give you an idea how you would score on this particular essay. Now, I haven't actually seen the reading or the lecture to what you're doing here, right? So I have to comment more on the organization. So I'm assuming that you've mentioned the important points from the lecture, and I'm assuming that you've connected these things to the relevant points in the reading. So a very nice organization, very good development of ideas. Now I'm going to say that you'll probably score, even as well written as it is, you're probably going to score between 22 and 24 points out of 30 on this, between 3.5 and 3.75. So you need a little bit of editing. You need to edit the essay a little bit better than what you're doing. You have a few minor problems with, you're not sure sometimes what connector you should use, or should you use this preposition as opposed to another one. So some minor grammar errors in there, but other than that, it's actually a very, very nicely written essay. So, now what I'm really interested in now is, let's see what you can do. Why don't you go to my website, you're one of my students, go to my integrated writing practice test number 1. Let's see what you can do. Go ahead and read the passage, listen to the lecture, answer the question, write it in the time you have, and then we will give you a score. So that's the most important thing now, is to do, before your test on Saturday, I would take at least one practice test. If possible, do one today, which gives me enough time to read it and score it and give you some comments. Alrighty?